other stuntman man who was there for the swimming bit, and then Johnny in a tank in LA. And this is all in Petite Tabac in the Caribbean. It was our last couple of days, being very wet. The ship wasn't actually there, that's a CGI ship, and spent many days being really wet. Now the conch shells on this island was really difficult, so we always cut our feet a lot because they were everywhere under the sand and you couldn't see them. So there are a lot of outtakes where we're swearing quite a lot because we've just stubbed our toes on conch shells. This is my favourite bit of the film. I loved shooting this. It was so much fun. We had such a laugh. And he's just crazy, walking in very strange ways, and me desperately trying to get my lines out because again I couldn't remember it at all. East India Company and all that kind of stuff just wouldn't go in my head. And look at that tan and that blonde hair.
You've finally given up the ghost of the non-tanning rules.
Oh yes, this was towards the end of the shoot. It was meant to be the end of the shoot. We were meant to finish after that, but we hadn't. So we went back to LA after this.
The Rum Runners.
Me with his performances, and I don't remember whether we improvised at all. I think we might have done. Gore gave us a pretty free rein. He just said kind of, see where it goes and go for it. We rehearsed a lot for this, a lot, and which was great because some of the time we didn't have time to rehearse, but we just had fun. We went with it. Now the shot that's about to come up, there was actually more talking. That shot there was done back in LA. That's blue screen, or me standing in front of a green screen with the wind blowing. Yeah, but that wasn't actually in the Caribbean. This is
LA.
Sequence in the whole film. This bit's in LA.
Is it?
And any wide shots, that's done in the Caribbean. But whenever it's close, it was either done in a studio in LA, or it was done on one of the beaches in Malibu. That was done in the beach in Malibu, I think. Because the night that we started shooting this in the Caribbean, we didn't get to finish the scene. And on my way back home, we stopped off at Johnny's boat for something to drink and maybe a bit of dinner and to take our costumes off and everything. I went back from Johnny's boat with my mum and I think the third assistant director, and we were in a boat accident, and the boat went down. It went onto a reef. We drove into a reef and it started sinking, and we had to jump off the boat and wade through the water at about, well, you can see it's dark there, so it must have been about 10 o'clock at night. Save 3 things because we just moved island, so I had all my luggage with me in the boat, and the guy said, okay, you can save 3 things. So I took a hat that was a friend of mine's, my passport because I wanted to get home, and my sparkly purse because it was far too pretty to go to the bottom of the ocean. And we stood out on a reef for about 45 minutes before 2 Frenchmen in a rubber dinghy came and saved us. It was a kind of surreal experience. The French are very good to come and save me in the middle of the Caribbean Sea. So yeah, we didn't shoot any more night scenes in the Caribbean because everybody realised that it was rather frightening because there were reefs that nobody really knew where they were. All this stuff, this is all in a studio, that's in a studio, and some of the other stuff's on the beach. Now, all this is great. This is really great. And I can't tell you what a giggle we had shooting it. I love Johnny's performance. He's a bit like Ozzy Osbourne in this bit. That's not me, that's not me because, that's not me. Look, Ozzy Osbourne. Stop!
Yes. Oh no, it is.
It is, isn't it?
It's Ozzy.
It's Ozzy.
Exercising.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, shout at him again.
I like the notion though in that previous scene that you've actually managed to do like 3/4 of a bottle of rum and keep it together, but you're just going to not let go with the last quarter.
With the last bit, yes.
I'm very impressed.
That's because I don't condone underage drinking.
Exactly.
Why is the rum gone?
What he was doing behind my head, so I'm really annoyed with him. I'll give him a slap. He's upstaging me again, and off he goes. Okay, now the next scene. I am sitting in the background of this shot because I was told that I was going to be seen by a Mr. Gore Verbinski. Had I done something wrong? Because he's made me sit out there. Can you see me in that shot there? No, I am sitting there.
You're in plenty of shots.
He made me sit there for at least an hour, and you can't see me. Anyway, this is back in LA. This is in LA Harbour, and I have curly hair again, and I'm very glad. And wait,
and
yes.
no turn.
And no tan.
And you're about to-
And you're back!
I'm
yeah.
back in the
You
story,
came and
and-
saved
And
me.
you're about to come and upset me again.
Oh, but no, what I...
Oh no, you're
I
about
tell
to. No,
you,
you're
I-
about to give me a shred of hope. It's true.
Excuse me, I said yes to marrying you.
Well, that's true. Well, you're kind of making conditions.
No, I'm not.
Ah, it's women.
Women.
Can't
trust
live
them.
with them. Can't live with them.
Oh, bitter. He's a bitter gentleman.
Things can only get bitter.
I do like your gold brocade.
Look at that. That's some good brocade work.
Oh, yes. Yes. This was actually one of my first scenes with Johnny, I think. In fact,
Was
it was
it?
my... Yeah, I think it was. I think this was my
Oh,
first
look.
scene with Johnny.
Oh, Lord, you take me by surprise there.
Oh, what's he going to say? Upstaging me again. Shut up.
I'm afraid he is.
Oh, yes, irons. Yes, get him out of my shot, because otherwise he'll pull
Oh,
focus.
it's hard work.
You could at least smile.
I'm
You
a man.
could at least smile, Jack. I've just said I'll marry you. You're not even smiling.
I'm a man of action. I'm
Yeah.
a man of danger. I'm in a dangerous and action-laden situation.
Now, we had a nice scene after that's been cut.
It has.
Because it made me look too terrible and it made you look too nice.
There you go. You see
Yeah, but
how these things can
I
happen.
know, there is a very nice scene after that hopefully will be on this DVD. But there you go.
It's a brutal business. Show
It is
business.
a brutal business.
It's the best fight.
It is the best fight. I don't think I've seen any other film where they go in and out of CGI skeleton bits
Yeah.
before. Now all this, the actors do it first. All these pirates, the actors do it first, and then there's nothing there. So you shoot it once with actors and once without. Trying to pull a boat. No, Kira, you can't do it. It doesn't work. We did this scene a million times actually. I don't know why, but it just didn't work for ages and ages and ages. And we had the writers on set and everything, and so it took a good couple of days to do it and work through it. I don't know why, but I guess I couldn't play it either. God, very nicely kind of got me through it. Look, they're all really a very unhelpful bunch, aren't they? With Badger in the middle of them. Oh, and there's me quoting Geoffrey Rush, Back to the Pirates, and then this is me with a tan in the Caribbean and a CGI ship behind me. And actually rowing, I have to say, I did learn how to row to do this film, which was great fun. Very badly, I have to add, and I don't think I was too happy when we were on night shoots and it was about 3 o'clock in the morning and I had to row in the ocean. It is good battle,
Boys,
isn't it?
I'm going to be a bit heroic here.
Go on, love.
Lead my saying lots of orders I don't understand. When we shot this, it was 5 o'clock in the morning, as usual. They didn't tell me I was going to have a gun before I started to fight.
Look good with a gun.
Now, this I did actually do this, but the thing that no one ever told me when we rehearsed it for weeks on end was that I'd have to do a version of the take with nobody. So we did it one time, and then they were like, okay, well now we'll do the CGI version, which I didn't quite know what they were talking about. And it's a bit like learning to tango for weeks with a partner and then someone asking you to do it without them. And it's very confusing because you're never quite sure where you have to go next, because when the blades of your swords touch each other, that kind of gives you an idea of what happens next. So when that's taken away from you, it's a bit difficult to know what to do next. And I became a bit concerned because the camera operator, when we came to shoot the close-ups, suddenly changed into full body armour, which I didn't know whether to take as a compliment or indeed an insult. So I haven't actually had a chance to ask him which one it was, but I will.
Still at it. I just missed my big corset line.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I talk over that?
Talked over my corset line.
Don't believe this.
It's fine. I'll get over it. Don't worry. Bashing people with a sorry, not wooden. No, it's
Looks
real
like a
gold.
piece of church implementary.
Yes, I'm not quite sure what it is. We actually had to reshoot this fight scene because originally when we shot it, you do it, as Jack said, you do it once with the actors, you do it once without. But because of this bit right here, where all these guys are skewered, we also had to do the fight scene without the golden pole. I am very bad at miming. Orlando's not much better, and we had a very hard time, so it didn't look very good, and we had to come back and reshoot it without the mime, which is lucky. Now this bit coming up was actually, this bit was my last scene in the entire movie out of the 6 months, and it was about 3 days before my 18th birthday, and they gave me a big cake. Yeah, that's my last shot of the movie. That was it. that was it. Who's dead? Don't know. It's all a mystery. But that was it. And then it was we finished about 3 o'clock in the morning. I flew back to LA, I think possibly 2 days later, and I got back just the day before my 18th birthday. So they gave me a big cake, which was nice of them. And it had lots of cream. Not many people stayed actually, because it was 3 o'clock in the morning and we were all very tired and wanted to get home. But it was very nice, and thank you for my cake. And it had "Happy Birthday, Kira" written on it, which was nice of them. So cheers.
So that you hadn't bought one for somebody else and thought, we'll give it to her instead.
Exactly. It was just in case I'd forgotten that it was going to be my birthday. I didn't actually. I think they might have thought it was my birthday that day, and I really didn't want to tell them that it wasn't, because I didn't want to seem ungrateful. So I just pretended that was my birthday. But actually, it was 4 days later. Sorry, but thanks anyway.
I get to look remotely butch in this film, which was a blessed relief.
See, if my character had seen you like that,
Do
there'd
you know
be
what I
no
mean?
question. I would have
Look at
married
that.
you.
Look at I follow him up, just in case he came back at me.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
Nice
no,
one.
it was nice to have at least one chance to be a bit piratey, even if I was on the other side. Oh, look at all that blood! Look at that.
I know why they surrender at this point, because as you've made very, very clear, you're going to hang them anyway. They might as well get it over and done with.
Well, that's true. Well, it's going to be a bit of a festival of hanging back at Port Royal.
Well, it is, isn't it?
We're looking forward to It's going to take about a month. They'll be first, those two. I can assure you.
Just because they're so cute.
Pity.
Well done.
That was actually. They decided to put that line in on the night because there used to be an awful lot of huzzaring.
Yes, there was a lot more, and
slightly too much.
I'm quite glad that they've cut out a lot of it.
Let it be pointed out that I'm not sure that the British Navy traditionally shouted huzzah